Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Carter and Hope relationship seems to have collapsed in just one discussion. Nothing bonds people briskly or more than having a common thing, and that seems to have been exactly what held these two together. Hope first caught Carter's eye many months after times of working together without a hint of sparks. Suddenly the brace clicked and some chemistry appeared. What started off as a potentially solid relationship between two people who understood and watched for each other snappily came buried under business. Hope and Carter's collective support of one another went from outrage about situations at Forrester Creations to a decision to erect leadership and take over the company. As their plan came to consummation, with Carter seated at Eric's office and Hope's line being reinstated, their chemistry started to sizzle. After watching them only talk about work and hearkening to Hope cheer Carter on for his noble conduct, you kind of had to wonder what would be if their achievement atrophied. The Forrester family has claimed that Carter would no way have betrayed them if not for Hope's support, and as effects begin to deteriorate, there might be some verity in that. Carter's heart has begun to crop, and it's clear that this achievement will be short-lived. He suggested to Hope that the successful launch of Ivy's jewelry line would allow them to go out on top, and she lost her mind. He also suggested that they go to Ridge and apologize, and Hope cracked into pieces. She told Carter that she couldn't apologize after all of the discourteousness that she had handled in the history, and she was right. She has suffered at Forrester Creations substantially because of Steffi. So what's coming for these two? Carter is shamefaced and Sand continue on as the head of Forrester Creations, and Hope Sand go backward. They say they love each other, but actually we haven't seen why they would formerly work is out of the equation. It clearly looks like Hope's wrathfulness may bring their relationship to a whistling halt. Carter has admitted this important to Hope, with Hope facing losing Carter and everything she's gained from the love. Could she commit one final act of wile? Suckers know that Carter and Hope are both in on the achievement together. Still, it's only Carter's name on the LLC documents. While Hope is with Carter in the Forrester Creations preemption, all liability falls on the susurrus. Hope is just lucky enough to be dating Carter, so she gets to reap all of the benefits. Still, it seems in the morning Hope just wanted her fashion line back. Since the preemption, Hope hasn't really mentioned her line or seems to watch important about it. Hope's primary concern seems to be getting vengeance at Steffi. Back to Carter. He admitted to Hope that he thinks they've taken the achievement far enough. Carter suggested they just give the company back. Carter indeed embraced Ridge. Carter is really starting to misdoubt if Hope is his soulmate. In the morning, Carter allowed that Hope was the only person to believe in him. Still, Carter is starting to see Hope's true colors, indeed if he hasn't outright admitted it yet. It's clear from the look on Carter's face. Carter might suppose he loves Hope, but he could also be wondering if everyone is right. It seems that everyone is opening their eyes to the real Hope. Indeed, Hope's own mama is starting to question her. What happens when Hope starts to realize that she's about to fall from her throne? Will she take drastic action before Carter can hand the company back to the Forrester family? Will Hope pretend to support Carter only to throw a curveball? Carter detailed his exact plan to Hope as the preemption was passing. So, what would stop Hope from doing the same thing to Carter and putting the company in her own name? With Carter's shoulders so heavy, it's veritably possible that he could miss commodity important. After all, Hope is right there to help Carter. What's to stop her from helping herself to getting the newest director of Forrester Creations? Sean lately participated that Deacon Sharp has a lot of scenes coming up with Hope Logan. With Hope's downfall getting more clear, could she face a self-murder extremity subsequently? Is this where Cleric comes in to save the day? Keep reading and let's talk about the possibilities. Suckers watched as Carter Walton felt like his ideas weren't being seriously considered. Although they were, Carter didn't feel that way. In a heated and emotionally charged moment, Carter tricked Ridge Forrester and Steffi Forrester Finnegan into handing him the company. Carter is filled with remorse and would love to give the company back to the Forrester family again. Carter indeed embraced Ridge, but still is too stubborn to give in. It was mentioned many weeks ago that the change in Forrester Creations was making buyers nervous. That was Carter's intention when he asked Brooke Logan to be CEO. It had veritably little to do with Brooke's skill set and further to do with a familiar face assuring buyers. While Carter is redefining the achievement, Hope isn't backing down. Hope knows that the end is coming. Hope reeled over seeing Carter clinch Ridge. Hope seems to also be showing her true colors to everyone, including her own mama. It should also be noted that everyone at the jewelry launch was dimmed except for Hope. It was indeed shown that Ivy Forrester and Electra Forrester could indeed truly enjoy their launch. Everyone was disaccorded except for Hope. Carter seems close to turning the company back over to the Forrester family. When that happens, Carter will surely lose Hope. Still, while Hope will look for an idol, she'll just find that she's been completely disgraced. This could have Hope looking around at her life and realizing she's lost it all. Hope lost her son, every man that was in her corner, her career, and presumably her mama too. When all that sets in for Hope, she could feel absolutely alone and distraught. Hope might indeed contemplate taking her own life. With Cannon attesting that he's mugged 10 shows with Hope, that means Cleric will have a big part in her story coming up. Could Hope lose everything and suppose about ending it all? Cleric couldn't be there for Hope when she was growing up. Steffi strategizing, Brooke expressing her regrets, and Hope standing strong while facing down Ridge. Steffi, Zen Taylor and Daphne bandied what was going on. What if Brooke is trying to help? Steffi wasn't sure that was the case, and indeed if it was, Hope's claws were in too deep at this point. Zen still stood by his station that Brooke is doing her stylish to work effects out. Latterly, Zend and Daphne Rose left for the office, leaving Steffi and Taylor to wonder where Ridge went. Did he go to the office too? Yes, he did. Over at the office, Carter and Ridge continued hugging it out as Hope heeded at the door. Also, Carter went off about how he had to do it, and how he didn't want it to affect their fellowship. Also, Hope came in throwing station and demanded to know why Ridge was there. Ridge wasn't putting up with it. He hit right back and laid into Hope. Hope wasn't putting up with it. She went off on Ridge about him and Steffi and their treatment of the Logans. Hope stood up to Ridge and ripped him piecemeal. She refocused out how indeed Brooke doesn't feel valued by him. Just look how presto he ran to Taylor. Carter simply stood back and let Hope go off without saying a word. He stood and watched as Hope scowled and told Ridge there was nothing he could do to stop it. Ridge had enough and put Carter on blast. You don't wear the crown, do you? He fooled slyly before leaving the office. Carter's face dropped and you could tell that dig hurt. Don't worry, Hope was right there to soothe him. We can't let them ruin what we have, she muttered before she kissed him. Mission to manipulate complete. Or so she allowed. Carter didn't exactly look convinced. Across the hall, Katie and Brooke bandied all the goings-on, and Brooke admitted she felt like a fish out of water. All the enmity is importing on her. Brooke also missed Ridge deeply and felt like she was betraying him. Katie had a mini studies of her own substantially about Carter. He got his want and he's miserable. Also, Brooke dropped the lemon that she doesn't believe her son is innocent presently. Sure, Hope may suppose she's pushing for the right thing, but look at the mess she's caused. Ridge didn't earn any of this. Latterly, Brooke met up with Ridge in the hallway and asked to talk. She took him into the design room. Brooke formerly again tried to tell Ridge that she only took the CEO job to try and stop this gibberish with Carter. She was doing her part to keep the company round. Also, she tried again to get him to see that she's still his Logan and asked him to come home.